The tribe confirmed she
Just
is
in Anna,
not
we care about
content.
using politically correct terms like undocumented and illegal. Which the correct term is still illegal.
You use language I don't like,
this?
and I didn't
Can
get on your
please
ass
get through
about
this?
it. So I would appreciate if you shut the fuck up and don't get on my ass about it. Would that be nice? I'd appreciate that.
I'll let the audience decide what they think about those comments.
All right, so
Okay,
I'm gonna
good.
keep.
Oh, dude! Oh, dude, the feist, bro. It did feel like there's some heat under there, right? I mean, I think there's some extra heat because, like, why is Caroline Sunshine even the host of this program? You know, why is Anna not the host? Isn't that weird? I mean, I guess Anna's not right-wing enough for them. Like, she can never truly be right-wing. But that was pretty feisty, dude.
If you do win an award tonight, don't use it as a platform to make a political speech. You are in no position to lecture the public about anything. You know nothing about the real world. Most of you spent less time in school than Greta Thunberg. He has a point. In 2024, we saw in glaring detail, we saw in 4D how little celebrity endorsements mattered. I mean, almost all of them, all of the major Hollywood celebrities came out and endorsed Kamala Harris.
Dude, by the way, isn't it funny how they're like, celebrity endorsements don't matter? But like, bro, you cannot walk 6 inches in MAGA world, okay, without running into Nicki Minaj right now, right? So do celebrity endorsements matter or do they not matter? Oh, they don't matter when they're left wing, but if it's Nicki Minaj, like, oh shit, dude, now the celebrity endorsement is like, we can't escape it. Everywhere I go, I see a fucking Chucky doll, somebody talking about satanic cults or some shit, dude. Dude, the American brain is like scrambled eggs, dude. It is. The American brain are like, just like, we are so zonked.
And we all know how that turned out. No one really cares what. I'm sorry.
Sorry to interrupt you, Lindy, but like, I agree. Yeah, no one really does. Like, I genuinely don't care what Eilish thinks about anything. And so why does this topic keep getting recycled? You get what I'm saying? Like, why do people get so riled up about what they have to say, even knowing that these are just celebrities and they have really no influence on our politics anyway? Right?
Well,
like, I don't care.
mean, from
Even
a
if I
celebrity
agree
standpoint,
entirely or disagreed entirely.
Telling them you got to pick a cause. You got to show that you're compassionate. This is literally what happens. They have an agent and the manager.
Dude, you got to show that you're compassionate, or maybe just artists are compassionate. Like, this is what's so funny about these guys. You ready though? What's so dumb is look at Lindy Lee. Lindy Lee is saying they do have an impact. First off, they do. They absolutely do. They have an influence. But what Lindy Lee says, oh, they have an agent. Their agent says you got to pick a cost. You got to be compassionate. It's like, no, Lindy Lee, they don't. All right. Maybe for some shitty person, like if you have a shitty person who's a terrible like artist, they may have an agent that strategizes that. That's far more likely to be a right winger that does that. But like, artists are simply activists. Every artist is an activist. Every single artist. That's why they became artists, because they had some issue with conformity, with society, with like the way they were told to be. And they decided, no, I'm going to be something different. Screw you, right? I'm not going to go become a stockbroker. I'm not going to become a nurse. I'm not going to become a fucking CEO. I'm going to go fucking play guitar all day and party. And I'm going to fucking go entertain people. And you know what I mean? And dude, Kid Rock, he's a fake though. He's a rich kid who's pretending he's from a trailer park. Dude, they're so funny, dude. They're like, but all right, let's listen to Lindy Lee. But Anna though, she has a fair point. If they don't have any influence, why are you getting all worked up? And if they don't have any influence, why are you treating Nicki Minaj like she's the second coming of Jesus?
Show that you're compassionate. This is literally what happens. They have an agent and the manager tells them you should find something that you quote unquote care about to show that you're more than just a pretty face. It's part of this. It's the same playbook over and over again. And
I think it might be. I think it might be more pressure from ordinary people as opposed to the agencies, because the agencies see politics as kryptonite. The more political you get, the harder it's going to be to, appeal to broader audiences.
Well,
but
if you're
I do
leftist,
think
it doesn't matter. And the entire Hollywood is captured by this, right? And that's why a lot of
the entire Hollywood is captured. Dude, look at her. Here she comes.
conservative celebrities, they're blackballed.
I think it's to your question, Anna, I think it's the tone. Like, I don't think anybody has a problem necessarily with celebrities saying what they want. That's the First Amendment. Conservatives are all excited because Nicki Minaj is, speaking out on things that align with them. I think it's the
Nicki Minaj. Can we pause and say that Nicki Minaj is saying everyone's doing satanic cults? Nicki Minaj is saying the moon landing didn't really happen. Nicki Minaj is right? Dude, what the fuck is going on with Nicki Minaj? Okay, can I just break out the photo, dude? Every time I hear the phrase Nicki Minaj, this is what I see, guys. There we go, dude. The moon landing didn't happen, right? Dude, what is her deal, bro? That's Nicki Minaj after she ate a scone.
And I think why 𝗙ecie𝗶𝗃 is mounting out what they want, that's the First Amendment. Conservatives are all excited because Nicki Minaj is, speaking out on things that align with them. I think it's the tone. And I think why 𝗙ecie𝗶𝗃's monologue that year.
Oh, it's the tone. So you're allowed to speak out, but you have to have the right tone? Like, what? I mean, really? Are we buying that? The tone? So Nicki Minaj sitting on a couch calling someone a sea sucker. Remember that? Remember when Nicki Minaj was calling somebody a sea sucker, right? Oh yeah, is that the right tone? You got to use like anti-LGBTQ slurs. Is that what you got to do? Is that the tone? The tone. Oh, the tone. By the tone, mean if the tone is not MAGA. What tone can you use? You can use the tone that is MAGA. MAGA. You're allowed to do many tones. You can do MAGA. 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 A great many tones. Dude, I want to hear that again. What? Oh my God, the tone.
Anybody has a problem necessarily.
That's why a lot of conservative celebrities, they're blackballed.
I think it's to your question, Anna, I think it's the tone. Like, I don't think anybody has a problem necessarily with celebrities saying what they want. That's the First Amendment. Conservatives are all excited because Nicki Minaj is, speaking out on things that align with them. I think it's the tone. And I think why 𝗙ecie𝗶𝗃's monologue that year has gone as viral as it has is because it's the tone that these celebrities take that is so out of touch. F ICE, nobody's illegal on stolen land. She really thought she did something. But you know what? She lives in a gated community. She has bodyguards. Her job is...
She did do something, right? She lives in a gated community on stolen land. And she recognizes that she owns property, very expensive property. She's wealthy on stolen land. And so that comes with a responsibility of like treating human beings that don't have $14 million houses like they're with dignity and respect. And like maybe she does some activism to help native populations. Okay. We don't know what her activism is like, but we do know though that at the very least she's acknowledging it. Okay. And she's acknowledging that no human being is illegal, which is absolutely true. Okay. This idea that you're illegal or illegal, legal or illegal, or that we came to America and we took all of this because we had better weapons and we profited from it because we enslaved people and took everything from them for hundreds of years. And after all that, now we're going to decide, if you want to come here and you want to profit off this thing that the enslaved black people built, that on the land that we took from the natives, like you can't, sorry, you can't get into this club. This club is only for like whitey who fucking took it all, right? It's like, f that, bro. And it doesn't matter if you're rich or poor or you live in a gated community or you live in an apartment. It's still just acknowledging the reality, okay? You can be rich and live in a gated community and also realize that you're profiting off something that was stolen from native people, and you can get in touch spiritually with like the pain of the native people, and you can go in and feel some of that pain, and then you can put it into your art. I mean, it's like the pain is there, and that's the difference. The difference is acknowledging the pain underneath your beautiful gated community versus walking around like there is no pain while you cause pain to everybody with ICE and with your anti-trans laws and with the way you dehumanize people. You're just causing pain everywhere because your fucking gated community is like ignores the fact that it's on stolen land and that it was born of blood, you know? And it's the difference is like, do I recognize everything I own in the blood that gave it to me? Or do I pretend like I just got it because I'm so goddamn special, that I'm so much better than everyone else, so I deserve to have this paid off house on this plot of land, you know? And so like, man, that's where these conservative people, like, they don't get it. And they're like, oh, somebody went to her door. Some guy from Britain stalking her. Oh, let me in, stolen land. That means I can come in your house. They think they're all being cute. And they're like, dude, shut the fuck up. They don't get it. They don't get it because they don't want to acknowledge the blood cost that gave them their profit, you know? And Billie Eilish does good shit, dude. Dude, I mean, if you listen to her, not just her music, but if you listen to her talk, like, she's a feeling human being, okay? And she cares. She wants to do good with the world. She didn't set out to get rich and powerful so she could control a bunch of people and call the shots. She made heartfelt music and happened to blow up and has had to like wrestle with being famous and wrestle with the dark side of being famous. She's not a power monger up there that it just went out there, I'm going to be super famous and powerful. No. She like made music in a fucking closet, singing some vocals in an apartment, and that shit happened to blow up. And she's had to navigate being famous and had to navigate all that shit. And she wants to use that power for good, man. I love it. I love it, dude. And I see them shredding her. Like she'll say how like, man, like fame is like really depressing and fame sometimes makes you not want to be alive. And the conservatives are like, look at how ungrateful she is. And it's like, dude, she's being honest, man. She's being fucking honest. You know what I'm saying? She is like being honest about the experience.
F ICE. Nobody's illegal on stolen land. She really thought she did something. But you know what? She lives in a gated community. She has bodyguards. Her job is never going to be taken from her by an illegal immigrant. These people are so out of touch with reality, and then they think that they can turn around and lecture the American people on the reality that they don't live in. You know how many women in lower socioeconomic situations live in communities where some of these predators who happen to be illegal immigrants, if it weren't for ICE, would still be in their neighborhoods? I mean, let me know when Billie Eilish is ready to take
Dude, Jeffrey Epstein, anyone? Like predators? Like what the fuck is she talking about? Can I just show you something, guys? I know I'm interrupting a lot because this is not very interesting and it's dumb and we're memeing it for content. But here's the picture they're showing around, guys. All day today, they put this picture in my timeline. Okay, you see this? This is 12 tragedies, guys. Okay, 12 young women and one young boy, 11 young women and one young boy that were murdered by undocumented people. Okay, but you ready for this, guys? This is what this woman's talking about. This, you know, in Caroline Sunshine, who never goes to those neighborhoods of color, by the way. But look at this shit. So they're talking about 12 murders in like 5 years. Okay, this spans 5 years. 12 murders and they're like, oh, we got to get rid of all these immigrants. But like, guys, 4,000 women get murdered every year. 4,000. Which means in the time that these 12 lost their lives, 20,000 women were murdered. 20,000. And they want to move out like all Hispanic people because of 12 killings when 20,000 other women like died and were murdered by their boyfriends and their husbands. Are we outlawing husbands because husbands kill 1,500 women a year? Is that what they want to do? Oh, okay. Yeah, no more husbands, guys. Sorry, no more husbands, no more boyfriends, because 1,500 women a year get murdered by husbands and boyfriends. So therefore, we're getting rid of husbands and boyfriends. Sorry, guys. Right? Patriarchy's got to go. You know what I'm saying? I mean, you see how this is? How tiny their fucking pea brains are? Their brains are like, dude, because all it is to demonize. They want to get rid of brown-skinned people, period. That's it. So they're going to demonize every brown-skinned negative, everything that happens. Every murder by a brown-skinned person counts 5,000 times as much as any other murder does. But this is all bullshit, okay? This is bullshit. I mean, these are tragic. It's tragic that these 12 people died, but it is not any more or less tragic than the other 4,000 that get murdered every year, man.
Illegal immigrants, to her economic situations, live in communities where some of these predators who happen to be illegal immigrants, if it weren't for ICE, would still be in their neighborhoods. I mean, let me know when Billie Eilish is ready to take in, illegal immigrants to her house.
Worse.
Let me respond to that though. Hold on. Let me respond to that. I have to. Listen, if there is someone here who is an undocumented immigrant and they are raping or committing
illegal.
Undocumented
or illegal.
I use undocumented. That's the language I like to use. You like to use illegal. That is your right, and I'm not getting on your ass about it. So I would really appreciate if you don't get on my ass about the wording that I like to use. Okay, moving on.
No, not moving on. I think that's important.
Right
so
now,
they're undocumented or are they illegal?
No one in government right now. Literally,
that
no one.
Sounds a lot like nobody's undocumented on stolen land.
Caroline,
that's a lot what that sounds
Caroline, I know you think this is a gotcha, but it's literally a retarded point, and I'd like to move on to an actual substantive point.
I think it's black letter law.
Okay, I get it. You like to use the word illegal and alien. Good job.
I don't like to. I just like to follow
Let's
the
move
law.
on to other things that are actually relevant to the story, including the fact that no one in government right now, with the exception, no one in the government right now, with the exception of Ro Khanna and Thomas Massie, get to lecture us about rape and sexual predators when our government is literally littered with them.
Well, here's the question I had too. Okay, so to your point, at the Grammys, I get it. We all wore ICE out pins and FIs. Why do we think none of them wore pins for the victims of Jeffrey Epstein?
Who cares?
Why do we think none of them wore pins?
Well, I can tell you why, actually, but I'm not allowed to say it because then I would ruin my career.
Why was that not a trendy?
I can tell. Let me just tell you.
I wonder.
I was critical of these very same people once, and my manager calls me and says, if I keep talking.
Dude, I have to pause right there. What an exchange. I mean, I would like to address the whole thing of illegal aliens. Illegal is not the right word, guys, because it is not illegal to be undocumented in America. If you are here, you ready for this? It is against the law to cross the border, okay? Not in a checkpoint. So if you cross the border, not in a checkpoint, you are committing an illegal act, okay, of crossing the border. But if you don't get caught crossing the border, once you get in here, if you get away with crossing the border, you're not breaking any law once you get here, okay? That's just the way it is, guys. It is not illegal to be in America without papers. There is no law. You're breaking no law. Okay. And in fact, many, if not most of the people that are undocumented They came here legally. They came here at a border checkpoint. They went through the asylum process. They came with a green card, and then they just didn't continue with the paperwork. Eventually, the 15-year process of trying to become a citizen became too costly and too much for them, so they just remained undocumented. But you are not illegal being without documents in America, which is what's crazy about this. All these right-wingers, they want to say you're illegal, but like, no, you're not. If they catch you running across the border, you have committed a crime. But if you cross that border and they bump into you in Houston, you have committed no crime. Okay? You simply don't have your citizen registration.
Let me just tell you,
I wonder.
I was critical of these very same people once, and my manager calls me and says, if I keep talking, I'm going to ruin my book tour. I'm going to ruin my career. So, I mean, enough said, right? But I also just want to tell you that the situation gets even worse for Billie Eilish. Not only does she live in a $3.3 million mansion in Los Angeles, her mansion sits on Indian land. I kid you not.
Native American, Lindy, excuse me, please use the politically correct term. They're Native Americans.
That's correct. Yeah. Good job, Caroline. Continue, Lindy.
All right. So the tribe confirmed she is
Just in
not.
we care about using politically correct terms like undocumented and illegal, which the correct
Listen,
term
bitch,
is still
you
illegal.
use language I don't like, and I didn't get on your ass about it. So I would appreciate if you shut the fuck up and don't get on my ass about it. Would that be nice? I'd appreciate that.
I'll let the audience decide what they think about this comment.
All right, so
Okay,
I'm going to
good.
keep presenting this, guys. So the Indian tribe confirmed she is not.
Oh, dude. Oh, dude. Yeah, I mean, dude, the feist, bro. Now, like, there is a lot. I mean, first off, I mean, good job, Anna. I'll give her some props for like laying in like that. I mean, it did feel like there's some heat under there, right? I mean, you know, I think there's some extra heat because like, why is Caroline Sunshine even the host of this program? You know, why is Anna not the host? Isn't that weird? I mean, I guess Anna's not right wing enough for them. Like, she can never truly be right wing, but that was pretty feisty, dude. Right? That was feisty. And as we saw, though, look at this. Caroline has posted this all day, dude. Right? Look at her. Listen, bitch. Shut the fuck up. This is how the left treats you when you don't use their approved politically correct language. And it's like, no, Caroline, that's how the left responds to you when you're a patronizing ghoul, okay? That is like literally just being like most of MAGA, where you're being like a 4-year-old kid just trying to poke because you don't want to accept the fact that you're wrong, okay? That you're wrong, Caroline, that the illegal term is wrong. Billie Eilish is right, and you're wrong. Anna Kasparian is right. I hate to admit it, because I've got no love for Anna, but she's right. This Caroline woman is wrong. Is like the language, precise language is helpful. Okay. It is. It's helpful. It's helpful to acknowledge. What is up, guys? Thank you so much for watching. You like the video, you want to support independent resistance media, you know what to do. Drop that sub, hit the like button, and please share it. And we do love our members, so if you want to become a member, it's another really great way to support. Thanks again for everything, guys. I'll see you next time. Let's go.